What's up, guys? Hector here. You're watching Bytes and Beats, a channel dedicated to music reviews and video game discussion. And today I'll be doing an album review of 21 Savage's newest record, Issa Album. 21 Savage is an Atlanta mumble rapper that is following up his 2016 EP, collaborative EP, Savage Mode. He collaborated with Metro Boomin to make this thing. And this album is not too good at all. I mean, if you're a fan of 21, sure. But to me, as a rap fan, and as somebody who is trying to get into modern hip hop a little bit more by listening to acts like this, it's still it does nothing for me at all. I will say that there's some couple some well produced beats and such, and 21 does have a sort of flow to him, a unique flow. One thing I can give him credit for is the fact that when he has a specific rhyme scheme or flow in one line, he'll use that same flow for the next couple. He doesn't change it up. If he's using a sort of triplet line, he'll repeat that either for the next bar or the next couple of bars, or if not throughout the whole verse until you reach the chorus hook, whatever. So I can give him credit for that. I personally don't like it, especially because there's that he usually has these pauses in between his bars, which I don't really like. It's just kind of it's not attractive to me at all. But anyway, let's get right into it. We're treated with the opener Famous, which is actually a pretty well produced track. I really like the beat on this thing, and it's not that bad, to be honest. I thought I was going to get more of this kind of sound from 21 on this record, and I was really hoping to, because then I would have enjoyed it more. But that's not the case, because Bank Account, the track afterward, goes back to his trademark style, which is that's all cool. But I thought with this album, with Famous being the opener, I thought he would have I don't know, changed up his sound a little bit more, went in a slightly different direction. It's still that kind of trap sound, but it's I don't know how to explain it. It's a little bit more well produced. It has a little bit more going on than some of his older tracks, and then you get Bank Account and a lot of these tracks, which are really minimal, bloody, gritty trap sounds with heavy sub bass or just bass at times. But yeah, I mean, there's some really well produced tracks. Whole Lot is probably my favorite beat on this entire record. It has this really sort of, I don't want to say laid back because it's not chill or anything, but it's really icy. It's grainy. A really nice sample that goes over it with a really nice beat. And then you have FaceTime, which is probably the cringiest fucking thing I've ever heard 21 Savage ever make, but it's also the most different, in terms of a beat, in terms of a song that he's ever done. And it's the style comes from the EDM side of trap, the EDM trap sound. He raps over that, which I thought listening to 21 Savage, a dude who's rapping about killing people, doing lean and shit, over this really fun, not poppy in the sense of pop music, but really pops out. It's really glittery. It's really shiny in the production. That sort of trap, and to hear him over that was kind of weird. I do like that. I mean, I do like EDM trap. But he has the cringiest fucking hook on this thing. I'm too drunk to text, so why don't we FaceTime? Even though at one point in the song he's talking about being at the bar with this person. So why would you need to do either of those if you're there already? But I digress. So yeah, really good productions Famous, FaceTime. Bad Business is also really good. There's at least half of this album is really good beats that I would listen to I would listen to more often if he wasn't on this thing, because I just can't. I don't like his rap style. I really don't. He has really bad hooks, on FaceTime, on Baby Girl, and even on Numb. He finds a way to have a catchy hook and then just ruin it with this rah, 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 rah. He's throwing no, I don't want it, no, that kind of sound. He just fucking ruins it. And Numb is actually honestly, I wanted to like that song because it's a little bit more introspective. It offers a little bit more than just like violence and drugs and shit. Which, don't get me wrong, like I have no problem with violence and drugs at all, like whatsoever. No, not at all. Please do that. That's totally fine. But that's like Numb was the going away from that style, going away from what you usually hear him rap about, because he's talking about how like he knows that, like, you know, what he raps about, what he does, what he talks about, all that stuff. He knows that, and he, you know, like does lean to numb the pain and stuff like that, which is like all like that's cool. Like I wanted to see a little bit more, like more meat in like what he's talking about, other than like, you know, that one-dimensional like murderous rap. And that's not the only one. It's like a series of 3 tracks. Actually, there's Nothing New, where he gets a little bit political, talking about the situations that happen in these traps and these hoods, and how like the way the system games like the people around him, and the way the system like fucks over or fucks over him at one point, but also continues to fuck people that he knows and all that stuff. And how it's nothing new. Like this is why like people act the way he does. This is why people say the things he says. And like I actually kind of enjoyed that song for that specific reason. And I mean, there's other rappers that are basically rapping the same thing, and a better beat and a better style and stuff like that. But I really do give him credit for coming out with this song. But then there's Numb, like I discussed, talking about numbing the pain. And then probably my favorite track on the album, probably the only one I'll probably return to, Dead People, where he's rapping about how, and he's taking the concept from Numb, numbing the pain and stuff, but now he's like introducing this concept where like no matter what, he's hanging out with dead people. He's got dead people in his pocket. He's talking to dead people, all these things. He's hearing, seeing, all these things. He closes his eyes and sees dead people. And it could be like either people like he's seen kill, or people he's know that's dead, that he's like you know, close people to him that have died, and they're just haunting at him, even though he's trying to numb the pain. So yeah, these 3 tracks, Nothing New, Numb, and Dead People, are some of the more introspective. Nothing New being like the only political song I've ever heard him like really rap on. And like that's a nice little section, those three songs, and then it just kind of goes back to business, basically. Bad business, actually. Bad pun there too, but whatever. And then like to further increase the cringe as well, on like the other side of the coin, you have like he's trying to get all lovey-dovey, like write a love trap song like on Special, where he's talking about a special girl. It's a really down-tempo, laid-back beat, but it's just so cringe, like hearing it come from him, you know. Especially like, I mean, the auto-tune I guess fits, but like I don't like it at all. And like, not only that, but like on tracks like this and Famous, he does a little bit of singing, which on Famous it does seem a little bit natural. But like he's trying to sing like on a trap record, which doesn't like work out for him at all. I mean, that seems to be like the trend that that trap music is going, where they're trying to incorporate a little bit of singing and autotune into it, and like some people like can pull it off, I guess, but it just doesn't work for 21 Savage. And I mean, yeah, overall, like this record is like it's business as usual for 21 Savage. I personally don't like it. The only thing I can give this album credit for is really the production. Like the beats on this thing are like really good. He's chosen some really good beats, and those three tracks, Nothing New, Numb, and Dead People, are like, I mean, still like they're bad rap songs. I just like that he went in that direction, and I wish I would hear more of that from him. Then I would pay a little bit more attention to it. But yeah, I mean, other than that, like that's the only saving graces for this album. Like his auto-tune usage, his rap schemes. Like he has some really bad hooks, really bad lines that I just like. They're just really cringy for me. Like there's no other term other than cringy. But yeah, if you like 21 Savage, icy, murderous, gritty, really gunplay sound, that gunplay trap sound, then like you might like this thing, but I don't. I give it a 2.5 out of 10. Like that 2.5 points only really comes from the production and the fact that he changed up just a little bit. So yeah, thank you guys. Once again, this is Hector. You're watching Bites and Beats. Please like, subscribe, follow me on social media, all that stuff. I do music reviews, and I'm starting to stream a little bit more. Twitch.tv/ineffabledecibel. I'll link it down there in the description. Thanks again for watching. Hector, 2.5 out of 10. Issa Album. Peace.